Welcome, everyone, to the crossover live on YouTube. It's been a few months now of doing this, maybe 3 or 4. How long have we been doing this live on YouTube, Josh? Do you have any idea?
That sounds right. 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. No difference at all, really, in our listener numbers. Actually, a decline in listener numbers because we no longer have any of the Instagram listeners.
Right. We don't get the notifications sprayed out to everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty much a failure on that front. We've also lost the charm of having low quality audio. So I don't know.
It's
Maybe
basically worse.
it's yeah. Maybe we need to go back.
I just hate holding my phone.
Yeah, fair. All right. Well, we got a nice array of questions this week. Some really smart questions, thoughtful questions. But I'm going to give a warning that the bull market is really just testing my patience. Not the bull market, but how people act in it. And
I need examples.
I had to coach I had to coach myself before this episode to just be like, just take it easy. We're not gonna rage on live streams. But I don't know, examples. I don't want to give any specific examples. I have lots of specific examples. I don't want to give any. I just want to ask for lenience in case I'm actually I don't know, crabby or something.
What about
All right.
categories of examples of categories? Exuberance of new company ideas.
Well, that's a given. And it's just the cycle too. The thing that's annoying, one thing that's annoying me is how predictable it all is. So if in the beginning everybody's a genius, everybody loves it, everybody's right, everybody's guiding people in their direction. And now we're entering that phase where everything's suspicious, everything is fake, everything is bad, and we're entering into the period of skepticism and the launch of new businesses, which is fine, but in this, the era of skepticism is so much preferable to the first phase. But it just, like, the predictability of it starts to irritate me too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Oh, and I'm laughing currently at the people that are coming back that were like really excited during the last boom and then went in hiding for 3 years and now they're back and very excited again, like they never left.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And this is a phase, or maybe it's the next phase. Phase 2 or phase 3 is where everybody starts selling everything, and they post a picture of the frame of a new McMansion they're building in a suburb somewhere, and that's the last we hear from them. So it's all coming, man. It's all coming. But we're gonna touch on lots of these things throughout the course of the show. But before we do that, this is where I welcome everybody to the crossover. Today is Friday, September 19th, and we start with any mail days. Do you have any mail days?
I do.
Oh, let's go.
2017 Prism Black Finite Patrick Peterson, 3-time first team All-Pro. This is my first Arizona Cardinals card, which is decent given that I live in Arizona and I've been a fan of the team, as putrid as they may be. But 2017, dude, obviously I like all the Prism years, but 2017, the Mahomes rookie year, special place in my heart.
Amazing. You just got that last weekend, right?
Yeah, and I found out the guy lived like 10 minutes away from me, so he literally drove it over to my house. That's the best mail day.
Yeah, that's amazing. That feels like it was months ago. It wasn't even.
I think that was like Sunday. Yeah, or Saturday.
That's it. These bull market weeks feel like months. Really need it to stop.
You need someone to get off of your lawn immediately.
Yeah. Yep,
I
really did. Well, I also purchased a card. I guess it was I pushed by on Sunday morning, but I didn't pay until Monday because it was from a vault, and it hasn't even been processed yet. The payment has been received, but here we are Friday night, and there certainly is no tracking number to speak of. So That's great. I can go look at it in my vault.
I think I have 4 cards in my ship my cards account.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
waiting to build them up and ship them all at once.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, so no physical mail days for me, and I don't think Christina has any either. No. All right. Well, let's get to the questions. That was the one bright spot. Was there were some really smart, good questions, but we like to warm up first, and Drake has teed us up. Oh, go ahead. Yep.
Can I just say that I'm really glad the questions were good this week because last week y'all were slacking. Like, what the fuck was last week, guys? Like, try better. I'm glad you like turned it around for this week. I'll be the judge when I finally read the questions because I don't prepare for this show, as everyone knows. But yeah, all right, let's kick it off with Drake, who I would buy dinner for as a team.
Nice. Yeah, I just want the record to show that's my bit that she just did, that whole hating the questions thing. But that's all right. We share in the bull market. All right, coming up first is this question from
You're just
Drake's.
gonna blame everything on the bull market.
First up is this question from Drake's PC. What are your hot takes after NFL Week 2?
Hot takes. I'm bummed at all the injuries already. That's not a hot take. Like Purdy and now Joe Burrow's out for like the year, it looks like. And
yeah, Burrow's a real injury. A lot of these other guys aren't, but that's a real like.
But still,
2 to 3
like
month
anytime
injury.
a starting QB's like sorry, I'm blanking right now. Jaden Daniels is out this week. That was announced today. There's already like big name QBs dropping. It's
McCarthy
always the frustrating part of it. McCarthy. Yep.
Yeah, but I wonder about Daniels and McCarthy if both those guys have awful numbers so far this year, at least on the EPA base metrics, and some people have wondered if maybe they're what's the term used? Hiding behind the injury or something. Dr. Chow used the term last week. I can't remember what it was, but taking a get right weekend to figure things out again.
I don't have any hot takes though. I'm worried about the Chiefs. They looked kind of bad 2 weeks in a row. We'll see if they can. They'll probably bounce back against the Giants, but there's probably a hot take in there somewhere that the Chiefs finish under 500 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they look the same as last year. It's just like that, Kelsey bobbles the interception. Like last year, it was all 1-score games too.
Yeah, they're just losing them now.
Now, yeah, exactly, man. You put yourself in coin flip situations, and you can lose those. Some hot takes. I think the Bills, even though they're now 3-0, I'm not so impressed by them. I think they're a few plays away from being 1-2. And I think their defense needs to tighten up really fast if they're going to want to compete into the postseason.
Who's like your top 3 teams so far?
Packers have looked good.
Chargers look pretty good.
Chargers look good. That's a good one. What's a third? Give us a third.
Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to knock the Eagles. They have 2 quality wins on their books already.
They're just like so painful to watch too. That game was horrible. I put red zone on. I couldn't watch that game.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Dude, Hurts does not have a passing touchdown yet.
Yeah, doesn't need one. Yeah, I don't know. It's still quite early for hot takes in football. After week 3, we'll start heating up a little bit.
Bucks. The Bucks would be my third team.
Bucks are cool. That game was so funny how each coach just wanted to out conservative the other one until finally one guy handed the win to the other guy.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough. That's enough hot takes. Unless you have anything else you want to say on the NFL.
No, it's only 2 weeks.
Next up, we have from Cage Lawyer. Is this a bull market or a bullshit market? Did you watch his video by that same name?
No. Is this like they're fake comps or something? What's the bullshit part?
The bullshit idea is that that there is a ripe opportunity for in a hypothetical world, not making any accusations, not pointing the finger at any specific instances, but that in the context of setting comps to increase the value of other holdings, like buying a PSA 10 copy of something at a very high comp, which then allows a trickle down to increase the value of other holdings. If maybe that person owns 9s and 8s, or that group owns 9s and 8s, that can put an upward pressure on the price, and it can be easily become a net positive. And also the use of comps by repackers to pay really high prices for cards, not because that price really reflects what an end user would pay for it, but because the repacker can buy it, they can show a really big comp, and it can increase the price of their product, and the higher price they can charge. So that's the idea here, basically, in a nutshell, is that raising awareness of sort of how easy, in the context of a comp-driven market where the comp is sacred, that comps can pretty quickly that using comps can make a bull market and a bullshit market almost indistinguishable, or that comp culture can take a bullshit market and print a bull market from it. What do you think about that?
Chicken and the egg. That sounds like a chicken and the egg. Kind of feels like the bull market came first, and then the greed jumped on top and just started piling on and increasing it.
I agree with that. I think you need, and I think Cage would agree with that too. You need the bull market, or you need some sort of optimism to start with. You need people willing and able and ready to buy into the legitimacy of increasing prices.
Yeah, it's, we're in this bull market. Everyone's really excited. New people are coming back in because this is a good opportunity to make some money. Everyone's really excited. And then you're inevitably going to have bad actors coming in as well to take advantage of all the excitement.
Yeah. Are you overly worried about it? It's always something that we're thinking about. Are you overly worried about it right now?
I just think you have to treat it like as an individual. Like for myself, I just kind of stay within my own lane, and I know what I'm willing to pay, and I know what I think things are worth, and just kind of stick to my guns. If everyone kind of operates on that, I think you'll be okay. If you fall for the traps and give in to the new comps or whatever, then you're sort of like playing into it.
Exactly. I was thinking to myself today, this like a plain thought experiment, not targeting any specific card, but let's say 30 days ago this card was $500, and today it's $1,500. So 30 days have elapsed. The exact card has gone from $500 to $1,500. There's been no material change to warrant that except for market prices. It's not like this player suddenly won MVPs and championships or something. It's just literally, it's an off season, and the price went from $500 to $1,500. And, or at least when I say the price went, what I mean to say is that comps were being recorded at $500 a month ago, and they're being recorded at $1,500 today. For somebody who has been following this and who is interested in this card, and they weren't buying at $500, and then they do buy at $1,500, I think that's a good example of a person being guided by comp culture and ignoring or downplaying too much fundamentals of what makes cards collectible and what doesn't, because that's the only way I can try to explain why somebody would pay $1,500 today when they wouldn't pay $500 last month. Like, if I'm a collector, I've assessed all the cards that I want to collect of a player. I don't pay $500 for it 30 days ago, but I am willing to pay $1,500 for it today. What does that say about my approach? I think it says that I'm being swept up into the market, and that whatever, it's possible that I made a revelation or that something was brought to my attention that I didn't know 30 days ago. What do you think about that sort of idea about I wouldn't pay $500 a month ago, but I'll pay it now? What do you think about that?
Especially for something that they could buy a month ago, and they can buy today, and conceivably they could buy a month from now. Like, what's like the panic or whatever, the rush that comes over that I have to buy this at 1,500 would speak to what you're saying. But if it's like a something that they number to 10 or something or less, then you can make a different argument. But for your scenario, it's definitely like Well, yeah, you're only doing it. You're isolating the reason they did it for that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. And like you sort of gestured at something that I hadn't thought about, but I think it's true, which is that if they're worried that, well, next month it's going to be 2,500 and then maybe it'll never be 500 again, then sort of they're FOMOing. They have a fear of missing out, quite literally.
Yeah, that happens every few years. We have these cycles where people feel like this is my last chance, and then a year after that, they're like, oh, I should have just been patient.
Right.
Especially on these goddamn 42,000 pop Pokemon cards. I just can't fathom a world where I'm paying $2,000 and it was a $500 card 6 months ago. Just because they sell literally 50 times a day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that one of them is very rapidly becoming the highest market cap card on Card Ladder.
Let's check. The Pikachu is number 2 now. It's past Mickey Mantle. It's past the PSA 9 and the PSA 8. It's only trailing the PSA 10 Jordan Fleer, the Pikachu gray felt hat.
Right.
It's a market cap of $111 million.
It keeps climbing.
Yeah,
keeps climbing, man. I would. So, like, what was that card selling for a month ago versus today?
Yeah. I have it on my screen, but if you want to take a look here,
sure.
Let's see. Look at this. Look at this graph. Boom.
Okay, or like bring me to like the bottom of that graph, like the not the bottom, but like what was it before it just went vertical? What was it selling for roughly?
So September 6th, which is 2 weeks ago, it was selling for $1,200. Now it's selling for, 2,000, and then one of them hit 2,500, and then it came back down to 2,300. It's just like,
there's the example. So if I'm a collector of this card and I wasn't, and I knew about like let's just grant some assumptions here. Let's say I'm a collector of this card. I want this card. I wasn't willing to pay $1,200 for it 2 weeks ago, and all of a sudden I'm willing to pay $2,300 for it today. I'm going to step back and ask myself, what changed? Why wasn't I willing to pay $1,200 2 weeks ago, and why am I willing to pay $2,300 today? And I don't want to rule out the fact that maybe I learned something about the card during that little 2-week window that I didn't know, or there's something that made this card become more of a focal point in my collecting. But I'm going to investigate my sentiment, and if ultimately the result, as I look at my sentiment, is that I'm just worried that this card's going to keep going up and I'm not going to be a part of it, that's just not the way I collect. So
they're just probably trying to flip it on the way up.
Sure. And that's kind of the thing that I want to isolate, is that what is the cause of the run up price? And if I'm a collector, am I putting myself at risk of getting smoked?
Let me look at the Umbreon too, see if it's kind of spiking. Yeah, not as much. And the pop is like only 18,000 rare, but it sees. Remember the which card was that? Like the Zion base, or the Luca PSA 10 base, when it was like 1,000 and then all of a sudden it was 2,000, and people were like, oh, you need to buy these on Instagram, and they were all over the place, and people were paying $2,000, and then it just kind of eventually crashed. That's what that gray felt hat one looks like to me.
Yep.
What's that Luca at these days?
The Prism base is like $175, $200.
It was $2,000. You remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very well. That would be August of 2020, roughly.
Yeah, look at that. December of 2020, it hit 1,800, 1,900. And this is the same pop as that Umbreon card, pretty much. And it's, a third of the price at the peak, or half of the price of the peak. And now it's down to 180. I wonder if Pokemon's going to suffer the same fate.
Well, that's why, this is the question. Like it's what I'm trying to investigate is like, it's people that will always say like it went up too much too fast. And it's like, what makes it too fast? What makes it too much? I'm trying to zoom in on that and actually figure that out. Put myself into the, into the collector's shoes. And if I'm not willing to buy that Luka Prism base at $500, and then all of a sudden it goes up to $1,800, and I am buying it, what changed? What changed? Why am I willing to make the decision to buy it at this price and I wasn't willing to buy it at $500? I think that is a very important question. All right. Let me take you back down and bring our questions back up. Do you want to say anything else about bull or bullshit market?
No.
Next question we have from Paper Street Sports Cards. Please discuss this individual, Smoke 87 Sports Cards, for sale post of his Brady Prism run. And so one of the most epic assemblages of Brady Prism cards I've ever seen was shared to Instagram. And if you'll just indulge me for a second, I'd like to read a little bit of his caption so that we can discuss it. And this is not something that you see ever. So this is quite unusual. So the post says, I'm taking offers. So it gives a little background. Over the last few years, people have asked about this. So so I present my 2012 to 2017 Panini Prism Tom Brady run. This near complete set consists of 83 cards, and in my opinion is one of the top early Tom Brady collections from Prism. Okay, so from 2012 until 2022, there are 3 BGS 10 Gold Brady Prisms. You're looking at all 3, including the 2012 Prism Gold BGS 10 Brady. No, I'm not interested in sending them to auction. I'm really only looking to sell the collection as a whole. But I would maybe consider breaking out just the golds. I will not sell anything else individually. I will not ship. We will need to schedule pickup or delivery. Not really looking to trade. Okay, so this is one of the this is very noteworthy, right? You have the 2012 Prism Gold Brady BGS 10. You have the 2013 Gold Brady BGS 10. 2016 Gold BGS 10, et cetera, et cetera. What do you say? What do you think? And keeping with the concept of this show, which is this show is about the state of the market, the euphoria of the market right now. And these are amazing cards. And we're on the heels of a LeBron 2012 Prism Gold going for over $750,000 last, however many days ago that was, last weekend, I guess. What do you think? Just give me some stream of conscious here, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their limit of what they're willing to hold the cards at value-wise before they sell it and exchange it for money. And it seems like maybe this guy's getting close to... I mean, the post still feels like he's saying he's not just going to sell it. You know, he's not going to auction these or anything. He's really looking for like a really sweet offer to take them all at once and putting himself in complete control. Someone has to fly to me. You got to buy it all. You know, he's setting all the terms. But seeing like the LeBron sale, like these messy sales, some of the stuff that we've been posting where cards are selling for $1 million, I think people are thinking like, you know, I paid 10, 15, 20 grand for some of these, and now it's potentially worth, you know, $1 million or whatever. Like some people are hitting their limits of what they're willing to hold these at.
Yeah. And the rapid escalation. So like using that LeBron as a proxy, that card was 250,000 a year or 2 years ago. Maybe it was 3. The prior sale was 250,000. Now the most recent one is in excess of 750,000. So the sudden multiplying is also an inducement, I think, as well, that there's nothing slow and gradual here, that the decision confronts the collector immediately, that your cards have doubled, tripled, quadrupled, and make a decision right now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at sales over 100 grand, and there's like a bunch just in the last week. Since our last show, there's been a bunch. I mean, the golden auction ended, so there was a bunch there, but like Memory Lane had a bunch that ended last weekend. There's ones on eBay of people liquidating high-end cards. These messy, you know, every PSA 10 messy is selling for like over $1 million or whatever, and private sales of these. This is all in the last week, dude. It's just like I said, people are just hitting their breaking point.
Yeah, I've received several emails from marketplaces in the last week advertising the ability to send in cards for consignment as a method of payment.
Right.
So that's back. You know,
the lending stuff kicking up again? That's what got us in trouble last time. You remember that?
Yeah, I didn't see anything about lending. Although that's a form of lending is like sort of collateralizing my consignments. But we'll see how much of that. I think there's going to be a lot more caution, and it's going to be a lot more, carefully implemented. But those emails have been coming in,
Right.
and I think that Paper Street was bringing up this post, and I'm fascinated by it because the cards are fantastic. But also because this is a sign, a signpost, a milestone of where we are in this bull run. That this is. I certainly remember this happening in 2021 and 2022 as well. That when prices got high enough, some of the very best cards show up and they are ready to fly.
Right.
And we're that's this is anecdotal, but you can also this is just a one collector making their cards available, but you can also look at the count of cards available for sale in like the Fanatics Premier, and it's almost quadrupled from January to September.
I listened to your podcast about that, where it's quadrupled, and you're going into like the rates of increase for specific players and stuff. You could just kind of look at trends of how many cards are being put at auction by sellers.
Exactly right. So
especially like when a specific type of card sells and then someone has either the same card or like an adjacent card, the LeBron gold RPA had that private sale on our site, and then someone sent their Curry to Fanatics, and then a bunch of these Messis are coming to Fanatics now because of all these private sales.
Yeah. So this is just kind of just indicators, things, potential indicators of like where we are in this process. All right, let's get to next question here. This is from Leather Helmet Cards, who says, I recently picked up a card that I've been chasing for years, and I have never felt this much joy adding something to my PC. It made me wonder if I should only pursue cards that bring me this level of excitement, or if this is simply the rush of completing a long chase and I'm still riding that high. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, especially in the context of acquiring cards like Jokic or McCaffrey Black Finite rookies and LeBron rookies.
Yeah, I like this question. A lot of times when I'm looking to buy something expensive, I go through that thought process you just had. Like, am I going to be really excited about this, or am I just buying this because I feel inclined to buy it because it fits within my lane, or maybe other people feel that I should buy this? I've had this come up a couple times recently. Like, oh, you need this in your, it's like, this is a football guy that's a 1 of 1. You need this one, or you need to expand into select. It just makes sense. Or people used to think I should buy like LeBron gold prisms because I had the chromes, and it's like, would those really bring me the same joy that I get from these other ones that I have purchased over the years? And if it doesn't, I need to really think about it. So I actually like this question a lot.
Yeah, this is a great question. Did you ever succumb to those temptations of like expanding, I have the LeBron gold chrome run, now I want prism gold? Did you ever dabble into that? And if so, did you like it, or did you say this wasn't a good fit?
Yeah, just like it always gets my side eye over the years, and eventually I sell it again, which isn't the worst thing usually, but it's fun to own it for a little bit, I guess. And cards seem to do pretty well as an investment, so it's not terrible. But yeah, I just like, you get it and you just don't get that same feeling.
Yeah, I caught myself eyeing, and I think of this because the question discusses McCaffrey. I've caught myself eyeing a McCaffrey card because I still have saved searches that I use on Card Letter Shop and eBay and stuff, where I look at McCaffrey 1 of 1s. And there's a 2017 McCaffrey 1 of 1 from the generic Panini brand. I think it must be some like national issue or something. And it's just completely not something that I would ever look at normally. But it's sitting there. It's $200. It's shiny. It's black. It's a 1 of 1. Do you want to can you pull it up for me, maybe?
Is it in shop?
It's on eBay. It's like a fixed price on eBay. It's a Christian McCaffrey 1 of 1, 2017.
Yeah, let me bin it really quick, and then you.
Well, I'm almost hoping somebody will Bennett and relieve me of like the whole ritual of like buying it and then like not. Here, I'm gonna throw you on the screen, okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, there it is. Third one down. There it is. All right, let's look at this card. Okay, because I've been feeling tempted by this card. Panini rookies, right? I don't even know what this comes out of. Panini the National, I think it said. Okay, so like I don't know. It looks fine. It's from 2017. It says rookie on it. You know, whatever. One of one. $200. You know, like dude, that mail day would be all right. Like you know, what if I get it and it's like nice and shiny? It looks nice. You know, so I've been sitting there. I've looked at that probably half a dozen times this week because it's like it's $200. It's pretty chill. I'll grade it at the National next year, and then you know,
there's a few other rookie 1-on-1s just sitting here.
Oh yeah, I'm watching all those. Yeah, yep. That's the what is that one? The unparalleled maybe? Yeah, unparalleled. Yeah. So yeah, that's
Mega
cool.
Moon Lava. What?
Yeah, let's go. It's green. There's not very many green 1-of-1s. I actually had somebody make that argument to me about why Kaboom 1-of-1s are specials. There's not very many green 1-of-1s in Panini's offering, but there's another green 1-of-1 right there.
That's a sticker.
It is a sticker. Yep. I've avoided stickers to this point.
Well done. It's tough.
I've been tempted by some stickers.
That's
so, yeah. So
I've been. For.
Yeah, I've been. That's the sticker Zach. Yeah. So I've been sitting there thinking about that card every day for like the last week, basically. But still haven't been compelled to hit bin yet. So.
There's a green Kaboom. Cheap.
Yeah, and it's signed.
Oh
yeah.
Lord. Oh my God, that's disgusting.
It is. It's a disaster. So.
Why would you ruin a 1-of-1 like that? That's just blasphemous. Hey, did you own this one?
There are several of those. I don't think that's one. That one's still in the seal, and the one I had was graded. So I don't think that's the one that I've ever owned, but that is one of the Panini Honors non-rookie releases of backup and replacement copies of his Prism Black Finite without the 1-of-1 stamp, but then he signs it and he writes 1-of-1 on it, and then or somebody Panini writes 1-on-1 of it, and then they put it in a Panini Honors like 2018 or 2020 or something. Those are very confusing to the market and very unfortunate. All right. But anyway, yeah, to Leather Helmet's question here, I definitely think about just you know, not every mail day is going to be the mail day of a lifetime. Not every trade's going to be the trade of a lifetime, but all mail days are pretty fun. Yeah, $200 mail day might be just what the hobby doctor ordered.
Yeah, $200. Let it fly.
Let it fly
tonight.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
So, all right, from Vinny Slabarino, always enjoy the show. As you may know, quarterly earning reports are under attack. The argument seems to be too much transparency encourages short-termism. So let's apply this to cards. Is there a similar argument that less real-time pricing data would encourage more long-term thinking? Before this week, I thought we would never go back to slower information, but it seems the financial world is moving in that direction. Thanks, Vinny.
So this is in relation to the administration wanting to like not have quarterly reports, as if that's going to improve the stock market or something.
It's going to move. It's going to shift the attention away from trying to print earnings reports that are really good over the last 90 days and shift the attention, the emphasis of the allocation of resources by leadership at companies into things that are more long-term beneficial because they don't have this pressure to show big numbers every 90 days. And
yeah, that's
try
cool.
to, yeah.
That does make sense. I don't know if that applies to this necessarily. Like he's kind of saying we don't want as many comps or something. Real-time comps.
Exactly. If he was saying like, look, if people weren't constantly being essentially distracted by or having this instant access to all this price movement that's happening every hour of every day, similar to the thinking with earnings reports that if we maybe saw them a little bit less, people would think more long term. If with cards, if we were seeing pricing less often, if we were thinking about pricing less often, would we think more long term as collectors as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's why one of the fundamentals of a card and its value is trying to find something that doesn't sell frequently, right? It's like a supply and demand rarity thing. So it's similar where you as the buyer should be looking for things that don't sell frequently so that you can't be driven into comp hell.
Stiff, if you're out there, please write down, if you're not already writing it down, driven into comp hell. So
wait, I think someone bought that McCaffrey.
That's good. That's great. Cage says he bought it. Now it's available for $699. That's great.
I kind of want to see if it's gone. Hold on. Would you laugh if it was just totally gone?
I would love if it was gone because now I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, it's still there. Oh no, it's gone. Yeah, it's sold. It's sold 3 minutes ago.
We found the price threshold where people are like $200 fine.
Dude, $200 just to like get a laugh out of you in the show is probably worth it, dude.
It's just like a super chat, right? It's good.
I just want to say it wasn't me. Like, I did not buy it. Just
That's hilarious though. It was like 3 minutes ago is like when we wrapped up that question. So it was like really someone in the chat bought that.
That's great, man. You know what? And I think somebody got Cage says it was not him. He comes clean. It was not him. But
someone in the chat should definitely say if they bought it. And this is the super chat. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's a free super chat because you know what? You should be able to at least get $200 back out of that. So
if you're in the chat and you bought it, say it, and we will bring your comment up and laugh about it with you.
Will highlight your comment.
Super
you know
chat.
What? For $200, you got a cool card. Like, why not? That's
and we'll get someone to read it in that robot voice, the super chat robot voice.
You know
what I'm talking about?
I love that voice.
Yeah,
that voice goes real fast. All right.
Oh, come on.
Prison Mike. That'd be perfect. That'd be.
He DMs you tomorrow. $500.
Dude, if I wanted it, that goes back to my thing I was saying earlier. If I didn't want it at $200, why would I want it at $500 now?
Yeah. All right. Well, because it's gone now and it's a 1-1, and you feel anxious about not getting it.
All of a sudden, I need it.
You want what you can't have.
All right, whoever has it, DM me. No.
$400 with your name on
it. I'll double what you paid, and you can make money, and it'll be fine.
When we're in this bull market, and anytime someone has something for sale, I just go straight to like, well, what did you pay for it, and I'll pay you more. That's how this works today.
Right, exactly. Let's just pay you off and get you out of the way. Get that card over here.
You're definitely not going to sell it for less than what you paid, so let's just start there.
Yeah. All right. So the Vinny thing, the thing that I'm struggling with is that I don't know that much about financial markets, or at least how the short-term and long-termism of cadences of earning reports is really impacting that. And I can see the thinking behind why long-termism would theoretically be benefited by less pressure on printing earnings reports for 90-day cycles. But so I'm already sort of on foreign turf trying to talk about that, but then trying to bring that into cards, I can certainly see the thinking that if we were less commoditized, if we were less focused, but the thing is sort of that seems to be something that can be regulated internally by the collector. That exactly to your point, Josh, that as collectors, why are we looking at commodity cards? If we want to thinking long term seems to quite naturally fit with trying to find the rarest cards. But I thought it was a really smart and insightful question. I don't know if I can really take it anywhere smart, but maybe somebody listening got more out of it. I liked it as a way to sort of teach me about what's going on with these earning reports cadences.
Two good questions in a row. We're on fire.
Yeah, exactly. All right, from Mad City Collector, how do you approach a situation where you see people posting a finder's fee for a card that is at the top of your want list? Do you also make posts offering a finder's fee? Do you lay in the weeds and save up funds for a potential auction showdown? Or do you work in the background to try to secure the card through your connections or funding service?
Oof. I like the option of laying in the weeds and waiting for a showdown. Like let them feel comfortable that they're gonna win it at that auction, and then you just come in with the snipe and crush them. They don't even know who it was.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Or because we've seen something else play out.
Upping the finder's fee is not a good game.
Exactly. We've seen that. We saw finder's fees get upped back and forth between two high-end collectors when there was that little blip of invigorating the hunt for the Luca Prism Black from 2018, and people were buying boxes and trying to find it. This was like 2-ish years ago, and there were two people going back and forth, and one set a bounty at 1.5 million and the other set it at 2, and like just a great way to hypothetically bid yourselves up, and you're not even bidding on anything yet. Nothing
and that
concrete.
triple Olympics auto.
Right. But so the whole idea was behind a bounty or a finder's fee is to like somehow draw that card out because it's not naturally coming out.
Right.
So you're sort of guessing that if the seller sees it there, if like somebody owning that card sees a finder's fee or a bounty, that instead of cashing it in, that they'll say, "Oh, there's demand for this. I'll send it to auction instead." I don't know. I've issued a few bounties in my day, and I've never really had any competition on them. I've never had somebody issue a second bounty to top mine. I don't know. What would you do? What would you do if you put out a bounty for somebody and then the next day somebody screenshots your bounty and says, "And I'm paying 20% more than this"?
Ugh. It would make me not want the card anymore. I don't know. I don't like the public back and forth arguing over who's going to pay more. It's like, let's either just settle this in an auction,
right?
Or I would just be like, no, I'm out. Because then if we go back and forth, I'm just decreasing the chances that I'll get it in the future. If the other person who beats me on it, they're just gonna want more the next time it comes. Like, oh, I'll flip it to you later in a year from now. And remember what I paid? You said you'd pay this. It's like, well, that's because we were going back and forth. But now that you're selling it, my price is lower.
I remember years ago, maybe like 5 years ago, there was a card that I was interested in. A few other people were interested in it. And the seller just put all of us into one group chat and was like, bid against each other, go.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's like, no, thank you.
That's crazy.
Just throws a pool stick in the middle of the room.
Yeah, there's a Dark Knight reference there.
Yeah. Well, he breaks it in half first.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're the seller, what do you do if somebody issues a bounty? Do you just you try to triangulate value there and see if the bounty is good, then you take it. Otherwise, what do you do? Then maybe you say it's time for me to send this to auction. Actually,
I don't know. I've never been in that situation because everybody knows who we are, so they know we have them. They don't need to do a bounty. They could just find us.
They don't need to smoke them out. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, that's tricky, man. I don't know. I don't think I would come over the top with a second bounty either.
Right.
I think that's tough. But so then like if we think about this from a game theory point of view, if what we've said is true, that a second bounty is we're not going to issue those, then there's a real advantage to being the first bounty issuer. The first mover advantage here is big. It's got me thinking about put out some other bounties real quick.
Plus, we like to do the bounties on players that aren't as collected. Like you're not doing bounties on MJ and LeBron. It's like, this is pointless. I'll do a bounty on a Todd Gurley, Black Finite. I know it's just me.
Right. Yep. That's been a natural fit there. It's like, I'll put out a bounty when I know that the thing that I'm putting a bounty out on is that I'm actually going to have a real shot to smoke it out because it isn't something that's like widely in demand by everybody. It's like I have this narrow interest in it. I need to smoke it out. It's not going to naturally come out.
And I've seen a picture of it, or I know it's in the pop report, so I know it's out there.
Yeah.
Like the Luca Black one seems silly. You're not putting, that's not a finder's fee. That's like if anyone ever pulls it, I'm going to keep this offer in place. And hopefully it gets pulled in the next week because I'm going to forget about this next week.
Right.
That seems silly to me.
Yeah, and I've collapsed finder's fee and bounty into two things here, but they're different. So like somebody could put a finder's fee of $500, but then maybe I come out with a bounty. So I'm issuing the price for the full card.
Right.
Rather than just here's the if you connect me to it. It's different.
If the seller's the one that finds it, you give them the finder's fee, right?
I guess, yeah. Why not?
Because they'll be like, "Oh, we finally agreed to 2,000. You owe me 2,500 for the bounty, including the $500."
right. That's that
It's like
that little
tax
gut,
at the very end.
the little gut punch gets packed down at the end.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good. All right. I wouldn't be as reserved about if there's just like, oh, like let's take that McCaffrey card. Like all of a sudden, like somebody's like $100 finder's fee to whoever can connect me to this 2017 Panini Rookies McCaffrey 1/1. And then if I were to come out and say, well, I'll buy the whole thing for $500, like it's still like that. I'm still issuing the first bounty. I'm not, because who knows how much the finder's fee guy would actually pay for the card. It might be less than me.
I have a pending like 1 year finder's fee where I put out a finder's fee to connect me to somebody. I knew the guy existed. I just needed to get like personally in touch with him. And someone actually did that, and I got their cell phone number and the whole nine, and I made the connection. Okay. But I haven't bought the card yet. But I still remember. I'm not going to forget. If that card ever gets purchased by me, I'm going to send that finder's fee over to that other person.
Good. Very good. That's good policy there. How many times have you successfully smoked out a card through a public finder's fee or bounty?
Just that one. You did the Christian McCaffrey. That one worked brilliantly.
It worked, but it worked very indirectly. So like the guy who brought it to market had no idea about my bounty. He just happened to be swapping it out in a trade with a card shop in the Pacific Northwest. But then somebody who knew about the bounty saw the card show up in their local card shop. So it worked, but it didn't work perfectly. Like it didn't bring the card out. But once the card did come out, somebody immediately recognized it. I've got a bounty out on the 2015 Select Black Jokic 1/1. That has not worked out. I was hoping to see that at the National. Didn't happen. We know it's out there. And I think a bounty that I put out on some of MJ 1/1s worked a little bit because one of the ones that I named in my pre-national bounty did show up about a month later. But it didn't come to me directly. It came with an ask on a marketplace. So
you had pretty good luck with the post to Facebook of like, hey, I just bought this card, not for sale. And then you get some similar messages.
That's a good hack. Yeah. Because something that'll happen is that people will contact me and ask me if they can buy it, even if I say not for sale. And then I just turn around and say, well, no, but why are you asking? Do you have some of these? That's
like in Succession when they're like, we're going to buy your company. And then later it's like, actually, we're going to buy your company. Remember that?
Yeah. That's the guy in the final season, right?
They were going to buy his company out, and then they like their earnings went up. So they're like, actually, we're going to buy you.
That's good. That's so good. All right. Let me go on to the next question from Drake. From Drake's PC, as I've consolidated my collection to rarer and scarcer cards, I've been extremely thankful that as of late, there haven't been any big PC cards coming available. However, I know that why are you laughing?
He's happy that he's not able to buy cards.
Yeah. Can you relate to that?
Yeah, I can. It's funny to like see it written out.
Dude,
that's like, man, I'm so thankful that nobody's selling awesome cards.
These are top indicators, bull market indicators that like we're happy the cards we want aren't available.
Yeah, it's just funny. I've never actually seen it written out like that.
Drake continues. However, I know that the time will come sooner or later when your collection is down to cards you may never see again if you let them go, and you have to let something go in order to acquire it. How do you decide what goes and what stays? This is a Stacking Slabs Brett Judgment Day question. What does your Judgment Day look like?
You keep them ranked at all times. You got to rank all your cards and then just pluck from the bottom. Make the decision easier at the moment where you've already done the homework.
Have you ever noticed your ranking change without thinking about it? Like you have a ranking in your head, but maybe you set it up a year ago and you just sort of rolled with it, and then all of a sudden maybe it changed.
Yeah, sometimes like certain categories of cards are like overhyped in the moment, and so I'd rather just like cash in on the overhypedness at that time and sell that one instead.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I have a really hard time letting something go to get something else. So, but if it's really obvious, you know what I mean?
We all
If-
heard that, Josh.
if that he's just processing the difficulty.
He was
of
just
this
like
question.
sighing right into the microphone.
I like this question. This question gives me a big exhale myself. I'm just like I'm trying to think about this. Like I'm pretty similar to you, Josh, in that it's obvious if my ranking is known, and if something comes up that's that would easily displace something else that I have, like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make that move.
I don't have a ranking like that's like set in stone, like you guys are talking about.
Okay.
Mine is much more how I feel that day. One, I don't sell, so like it's not gonna happen. Like I will sell a kidney before I sell one of my cards to fund a new card.
Yeah.
But like I would advise Drake to lay out all of the cards and then start thinking about like pick each one up and physically think about handing it over to like someone else and be like, okay, now you are gone from my life for good. And the one that he is like upset about, but not like has a physical visceral reaction to, that's the one you get rid of. Like manifest the letting go and the
I've
one
seen
you
struggle with potentially, because there are some cards that you need that are in collections that will not sell them to you, but they will trade them to you.
Yeah.
And so I've seen you not do anything yet, but I've seen you think about potentially having to trade something over, because that's how your hand gets forced, is like, even though you don't want to sell, but somebody else comes along and says, well, I don't want to sell either, so we're gonna have to trade.
Yeah. And that is usually like I'm just hit with like paralyzing, like don't want to make a decision, so I just sit on it.
Right. Which is good intel for the other trade partner. Well, if they ever want to, if they want to ever get something done, or I'm thinking about myself, like I know people who have cards that I want, and it's just a reminder that you have to be very aggressive, because you're and you have to be generous. You have to let the other side win the trade, because you're really trying to get them to do something that they really don't want to do.
Right. Yeah. That's where I am. Where I'm kind of okay with not adding a card to my PC at the moment. Yeah. Whereas the other side wants to do the trade, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Anyway, okay.
I liked this next question quite a bit too. This is from Slabnomics, who says, with regards to the bull run in the hobby, it seems like every time I hear it mentioned, it's then connected to a cautionary tale from 2021 and 2020. Additionally, in an earlier poll that you ran, you found that more people preferred a bear market to a bull market, which is true. About 58 to 42% preferred bear. Both of these views seem like the polar opposite of Wall Street, from where the terms are borrowed. Many bull and bear cycles have run their course and are considered healthy, and the vast majority of equity investors prefer a bull market, and they find the bear market to be a pejorative, painful term. Do you have any reactions to this? So Slabnomics has like about a year or so back into the hobby, and he's just kind of looking at us, and basically like straight like one sentence summary here. He's like, why are you guys upset that it's a bull market?
Right. Like, I feel like if you put that poll up during a bear market, people would say they prefer a bull market. You know, people are just like constantly in the state of being annoyed, and they wish it was different. That's kind of my feeling on that question.
Totally. One of the most annoying parts about the bull market is that everybody is having such a damn good time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the most annoying parts, and they just need everything, they want everything,
Yeah.
and they're just, let's just pat me on the back, I'll pat you on the back. It's just so much.
But so many awesome cards are coming up for sale that I probably
it's
wouldn't
great.
see in a bull market, so I'm not hating on every part of it.
Go ahead, Christina.
Well, I think that like he's missing the underlying thing here, which is that collectors, like long-term collectors, want these cards no matter the price, but don't want to be raked over the fucking coals for a card that they're not going to see the profit of because they want it long term. So like they don't want a bull market, because then all these like flipper vortex things happen where the prices just keep climbing for cards that used to be $200 25 minutes ago on eBay, and now someone lists it for 600, and it's like, guy, like I don't want to fucking pay 3 times what that card wasn't even worth just to have it in my PC. I'll wait you out. You're going to get cold feet. You don't have diamond hands. You're going to lose some money. You're going to lose your fucking shirt. It's going to turn into a bear market. You're going to have to sell, and then I'll pick up the scraps then.
Well said. That's the overriding factor here, is that collectors are playing the game of building the best possible collection, however they define best. And it's generally easier, not always, but generally it's easier to buy and acquire your favorite cards when they're cheaper in a bear market, in a retreating market, and a low market. But like Josh did make the point too, that sometimes bull markets can draw out some of the best cards otherwise would never be seen. So it's not totally black and white. There's some play in the joints there. But that's the general idea here, is that the bear market is celebrated because it's generally an environment that's more conducive to building the best collection, because the goal, the object, the game here is to get what we each find are the most desirable cards. And the more expensive they are, as prices are running, the more difficult it becomes to build great collections. But nonetheless, there's an infectious enthusiasm that characterizes a bull market, and there's a vindication that collectors feel when they've been collecting for the last 2-3 years, and all of a sudden everything that they've acquired is worth twice as much. So it's hard to not enjoy that too. All right.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question from a DM. I'm submitting a question.
Bring it on.
Mr. Diamond Hand says, how much do you guys think the 2013 Tom Brady Black Finite sold for privately? I have the post up my screen. Did you see this?
I did. Yep. So
Acquire brokered.
That's through Acquire. They don't really disclose prices on their private sales. They do not have much of a history of that.
That's why the question asker wants to know how much. This card is amazing.
Yeah. Well, that technically that is the second year Black Finite Tom Brady 1/1, and it's a PSA 10, and it's beautiful, etc.
This is the earliest prism Black Finite of the greatest quarterback ever to have surfaced publicly ever in a PSA 10. This card is incredible.
Yep.
This is like I think this is like $1 million card.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a bull market sighting.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, someone came out and was like, "Hey, I heard you guys are buying cards for like millions of dollars. I have this." Like, holy smokes!
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very, very special card.
I think it's $1 million.
Sure. Why not? Why not? That's an amazing card. All right. Let's get to a few more questions here as we wrap up. From Mostly Soccer Cards, yay or nay? Do you like non-standard sports card design elements, such as acetate surfaces, die cuts, and so on?
Probably not as much as you do. If it's like a cool 101 of a guy I collect, it's interesting to have some diversity in the card catalog.
Yep. I like them. I don't want them all to be acetate or die cut, but I do like it as a change of pace. I do like it as a way to sort of make a card a little more unique from time to time.
I have a good answer for the next one.
Let's go. So the next one is from Wilt 1 of 1. What is the most underappreciated set from the Panini era?
I think it's Select.
Nice.
Because Select has been here from the beginning. They have lineage predating Panini. I just think Select is like a really prestigious brand that has stood the test of time, and it just keeps getting pushed behind Prism, or gets pushed behind the inserts and Kaboom, and it just doesn't get the proper respect. It's got the tiers, it's got the black. It was like the first black for, like, they had 2012 blacks right before basketball. Even had them.
Yeah. Yep.
And football, like, they've had black throughout as the 1 of 1. They've been consistent. I think that they're like, the branding for Select is very prestigious and strong. I think I don't own that much Select, so this isn't like a pump or anything. I don't really have any. I just think it's a great set that's been underappreciated.
Yeah. Nice. Love that. All right. I'm going to go a little bit further outside the sandbox here.
Good.
I think I'm going to answer from the perspective of basketball, but the logic is applicable to any other sport or category too. I think what is most underappreciated in basketball, and I have to credit Victor Roman with this with initially putting this observation on my radar. So typically in basketball, hoops is the flagship issue. It's the first issue. It usually has players' first rookie cards, and for a lot of players, it has their first ever 1 of 1, or at least their first 1 of 1 in an NBA licensed product. Their first 1 of 1 from their first pro season. And I think there's something kind of cool and special about that. Now, it's not always hoops. For some players, it's a different product. And then, if you want to extend that further, like if players do have pro releases that have 1 of 1s, like I think the first 1 of 1 of a player is a special card, and very often that it doesn't come from one of the big prestigious products. So it can come from something like hoops, and hoops is cool too because just like Select, it predates Panini and it has a long run as well. And so I would say, in soccer and football and whatever else, whichever one of those comes out with the player's first pro level licensed rookie cards, first pro level licensed 1 of 1, I think has a really cool story that it tells, and nobody's really talking about or thinking about outside of guys like Victor. What do you think about that?
Love it. I love a good first.
Right. Let's go. Let's just get to this one really quick. From Eurofractor, what are the top 3 Panini basketball sets, which of course fall between 2009 and 2025, that will most be remembered in the future, setting aside 2012 Prism? Let's just set aside all Prism. So granting that 2012 Prism and possibly other issues of Prism 2 will be very memorable. What else?
We can't say any Prism because we would just say 3 Prism sets.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
2018 NT.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep, that's definitely a good one.
Let me think.
Yeah, I didn't really put any thought. This question is certainly shedding a light on the fact that they don't really seem to exist, and that they will eventually. People will go back. They will look at the full Panini offering in basketball, and they will start to decide what sets are special in the same way that the first year of Prism is. So first year issues of popular sets or popular card types, like 2018 Prism has the first year of the Nebula, which people like the Nebula 1 of 1 a lot.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something like that, where it was like the first Nebula or the first gold vinyl or something like that.
Yeah,
I always like 2016 Optic for that reason, and I think they have cool designs, but that one probably wouldn't hit most people's list, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Yep. All right. Look, I think we should call it here. We've been going for over an hour. Didn't get a chance to get to we had still a lot we didn't get to, but that's all right.
Wow.
It's been a good hour. Had some good blabbing. Christina, are you ready to review some titles and choose a title for today's show?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Okay. Period of skepticism and launch of new businesses.
Yes, it is.
Bull market weeks feel like months.
Yes, they do.
Blame everything on the bull market.
I will.
Chicken and the egg.
Timeless question.
And driven into comp hell. Those
That's
are
good.
the only 5.
It's good. It's good. Compel is a very real thing right now. I like how it connects to some pieces of content that have been made this week. My choices would be either blame everything on the bull market or driven to comp hell.
Blame everything.
Blame everything? Okay.
I don't like
Christina?
to talk about hell.
That's fine.
Fair enough. The bull market is hell, but
so you could say hell as a place is not a cuss. At least that's what my priest always used to tell me when I was a kid. If you're talking about the place, that's not a cuss unless you're damning someone there. Then you get in trouble.
Fair. We're sort of is it sacrilegious to use hell as a metaphor to describe something that really is not hell? It's like, are we running a field of anything there? Possibly. I could see an argument to that. Okay, but we're going with blame everything on the bull market, folks. Thank you for great questions this week. We will not be back next week.
Someone DM us who bought that McCaffrey.
Yeah. Someone let us know. And then if somebody lets us know, then maybe we'll come back the week after that.
Probably not,
That's good.
though.
But probably not.
The lingering threat. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, maybe.